Texans 20, Chargers 16. I can't remember the last time I watched a game where both teams had their starting quarterbacks, both teams were in the playoff picture, and it looked that bad. It was embarrassing. Both teams, after the first 6 minutes, the Texans didn't do nothing offensively, and the Chargers with Justin Herbert left them out to dry. They left them stranded tonight. I can't believe those two teams, from the product I saw tonight, are playoff teams. Now, obviously, it's one game. And I truly believe the Texans, with that defense, can go very far if the offense catches a spark. But both teams, they looked off, turning over the ball, careless mistakes. Offenses couldn't do anything. Defensively, the Chargers started out the game super flat. 2 huge bombs for touchdowns. Things were just out of tune on both sides of the ball for both teams. So first and foremost, with the Chargers losing this game, both teams now 11-5 on the year. I made a post last week talking about Justin Herbert and him needing a playoff win for his national media respect. Now, myself, I value quarterbacks a little bit differently. I understand that playoff wins, they're a team stat. Championships, they're a team stat. You need a good team to succeed in the NFL. A singular player won't do it for you. So I evaluate quarterbacks and I take into account the context of things, the teams that they're playing with. But a lot of people don't. And Justin Herbert, he needs a playoff win to gain their respect, or to at least get the ball rolling in that department, in the respect department. But with the way they look tonight, they're not doing anything. What I saw tonight was Justin Herbert alone. It is Justin Herbert versus the world out there. He is alone out there. He is absolutely alone. He is being asked to be Superman. He is being asked to be Josh Allen. That is the level he's playing on. That is the level of requirement the Chargers need from him right now for this offense to succeed. It is Justin Herbert or nothing for the Chargers. He needs to be the sole guy on this offense that goes out there and generates points. There is nobody else right now that I watched tonight that made me feel comfortable enough to say, here's the ball, go to work, go get us some points. Mistake after mistake. Justin Herbert did everything he could tonight. He did everything he could. The stats don't reflect it. He played a phenomenal game. Drops in the red zone. Gatson, right through his hands, intercepted. Keenan Allen, another crucial drop to extend the sticks. Keep the drive moving. Dicker missed an extra point in a field goal. That would have tied the game. Justin Herbert was climbing the pocket. Justin Herbert was moving the chains with his legs. 50-yard bombs downfield to Johnston. He was doing it all out there. It is not a coincidence that Jim Harbaugh crushes over Justin Herbert, because his talent is out of this world. His arm capabilities to drive the ball vertically downfield. He can throw you a 60-yard fade route. He can find a guy in a window over the middle of the field. He's not just a mobile quarterback. He can juke guys out. I know people kind of label him, obviously he's not Lamar, or who would be the next comparison? Like Jaden Daniels, maybe, athletically. I know people label him as a mobile quarterback, but he's putting guys on skates. He can make defenders touch grass. Like, he's a really good athlete. Justin Herbert is the full package. There was a point tonight, a D tackle was latched onto him, dragging him down to the ground, and he stood strong in the pocket and delivered a pass in the red zone over the middle for a first down. I believe for a first down. He is unbelievable. He's a specimen, tall, big frame, gritty, gutsy football player, refuses to go down, hard to tackle, athletic, phenomenal arm, great build. He checks every box. But at the end of the day, you need a team to succeed. Ironically, I felt like this year, it was his best supporting cast of his entire career. They're 11-5, and a lot of credit goes to Jim Harbaugh for willing this roster with Justin Herbert to where it is right now. He plays with a lot of decent players, but nobody exceptional. He doesn't have any elite options around him. Ladd McConkey, Keenan Allen, QJ. Like, they're solid. Gatson, he's solid. Amarian Hampton, rookie, he's not bad. But at the same time, it's like, who is elite? Who is his elite options? Who are the elite game-changing guys on this team? The defense has been really good this year, but you open up the game and C.J. Stroud picks you apart within the first 5 minutes for 2 60-yard touchdowns. I mean, what are we doing? You can't open up flat like that. And from then, you were just backpedaling. From that point forward, you were just playing catch-up, and you couldn't get there. Justin Herbert did everything he could tonight. And it was honestly painful watching. It was eye-opening, I think, for a lot of people. Myself, listen, I went into this season knowing the Chargers were not going anywhere. I was stunned to watch them win 11, potentially 12 games, depending on what happens next week. But listen, no Rashawn Slater, no Joe Alt. There is no shot the Chargers win a playoff game. Looking like that. The only way I would see this team winning is if Justin Herbert just flat out takes over the game. The only reason I would bet on this team is because I love the talent that Justin Herbert provides, and I love the defense. So I'll give him that. But offensively, like, what are we working with? I was texting one of my podcast buddies after the game just about the Chargers, and we kind of mutually agreed that this Chargers team, they have exhausted all their resources. They have squeezed every last ounce out of the toothpaste tube. Not even that flex tape that they advertise on TV can fix the holes to repair this roster and make it a Super Bowl team. The offensive line is just trash. They don't protect Herbert, and he doesn't have elite weapons. He has an average receiving core, but it is not Jamar Chase or Justin Jefferson. He doesn't have this number one. And I know people will say, oh, well, I thought elite quarterbacks, they didn't need elite rosters. They could do it themselves. I've never said that. I've never said that in my life. An elite quarterback never guarantees you anything. It can definitely enhance your success. It can enhance the opportunity in the offense to go out and win a Super Bowl, but it doesn't guarantee you anything. You need a good team. If we evaluate elite quarterbacks, we have to evaluate them individually and look at the context and look at the teams around them and the teams they're playing in the division, and you got to deep dive into it. But you need a good team. Justin Herbert, this Chargers team, it is a miracle they have won 11 games. I love the defense, but it is not on par with the Texans. They broke a little bit too much tonight, early on, which really bothered me. It rubbed me the wrong way. I was like, if Stroud had a little bit better of a game, if Stroud had a better final 55 minutes of the game, you would have been crushed. But I credit them for stepping up after that point when they let those few touchdowns go. It's just concerning. I don't think the roster has enough star power. I don't think the roster has enough juice to go the distance. The offense doesn't have the playmakers. The defense is clearly strong enough, but I'm not banking on Justin Herbert alone to go out there and win 4 games, especially since you'll be on the road in these tough environments. I can't trust it. Like I said in August, this season was over when Slater went on IR in August. And Joe Alt, they moved him to left tackle, whatever it was. They flipped Joe Alt to Slater's position. He gets injured. Without your 2 star tackles, you lose the core structure of your offensive line. And for a quarterback, that means everything. You need protection. And Justin Herbert won't survive. If he sees the Texans again, which I believe that's how it's matching up, but don't take my word for that, because tonight's losses and wins might change that. But if they see the Texans again, he will be slaughtered. The Texans, on the other hand, CJ Stroud. Look, I've watched CJ Stroud closely these last few years. His rookie year, amazing, sensational. He goes out, has an awesome year. The script kind of flips for the Texans. They've made the playoffs every year he's been at the helm since he entered the league. Bryce Young, on the other hand, he enters with him. Different kind of story, but he's come around. Now he's kind of closed the gap. I can't decide if I'm sold on CJ Stroud yet. He's way too inconsistent. We can praise him for throwing the deep ball to 2 wide open receivers tonight. But for the final 55 minutes of the game, CJ Stroud looked like at best an average quarterback. Like an average quarterback, arguably below average. He threw 2 really bad interceptions. I know they were tipped. I know one of them was tipped. But who was he throwing to? The decision-making just concerns me. The one thing I fall back on with Stroud is he is phenomenal when the playoffs roll around. And you can bank on that. The last 2 years in the playoffs, CJ Stroud has been ice-cold assassin. Ice in his veins. CJ Stroud has been an assassin in the playoffs. So he's big in the big moments. He is clutch in the playoffs when they need it. This offense really needs a spark. So they'll probably need that going into the playoffs. They really will. And we'll talk about the Texans as a whole right away. But just evaluating CJ Stroud, if you go and break down his stats after his rookie year, it really hasn't been all that great. I think he's played himself out of the elite conversation for now. There's definitely room to get back there. But compare his rookie year. So I'm looking at the stats right here. I pulled them up. He had 4,100 yards, 23 touchdowns, 5 interceptions his rookie season. Year 2, he throws 3,700 yards, 20 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. Year 3, now he's at 2,800 yards, 18 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. Every year of his career, he's thrown more interceptions than his rookie season. The last 2 seasons, he's thrown more interceptions than his rookie year, less touchdowns than his rookie year, less yards than his rookie year. He's been more accurate this season, but he's thrown the ball a lot less. Look, I like CJ Stroud. I think he's a top 15 quarterback. I think he might be a top 18 quarterback. For sure, top 18. He's comfortably a top 18 QB, arguably top 15. But anywhere in the top 10 is too much. It's too much. He's too inconsistent. And Bryce Young has closed the gap. Like, I think they're a lot closer than what they were after their first year. This Texans team as a whole, I think the Texans can make a run. I do. But it is going to be solely based on how this offense operates in January. The Texans are a spark away offensively from being a Super Bowl team. They remind me of the Broncos. Great defense, elite unit. But the offense struggles a lot. The Broncos have kind of picked it up late in the year now. CJ Stroud, I know he's good in the playoffs. But you're going to need some playmakers to step up. You're going to need big games from Nico Collins here. You're going to need a number 2 to step up and kind of assert his dominance. You're going to need Marks to have some big games down the stretch here. It's fully reliant on this offense, CJ Stroud putting up points. Because the defense will do its job always. Like, they're just a phenomenal unit.